Have you ever seen one of those short videos, like 90 seconds, and by the end, you're somehow sold on a super complex idea like offshore accounting? How do they do that? Well, it's not magic. It's actually a formula. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain and break that formula down piece by piece.
I mean, it sounds kind of impossible, doesn't it? To take something really complicated, explain it, and convince someone to buy in all in less time than it takes to make a cup of coffee. But here's the thing. There's a blueprint. A really, really effective one that almost all of them follow.
So to figure this all out, we got our hands on something pretty cool. This is a real-world prompt, basically the instructions given to create one of these exact videos. You can think of it as our case study, kind of like we're looking at the architect's plans for the whole pitch. All right, let's start at the beginning with the foundation. Okay, so the first step in this formula, it's probably not what you think. They don't start with the solution or the price or all the fancy features. Nope, they start with a problem. But it's not just any problem. It's a very specific emotional hook, one that's designed to make you, the viewer, immediately think, oh wow, that's totally me. Just look at this opening line. It's so precise. It doesn't just ask, need help with your accounting? No way. It uses the word struggling. Think about that. That one word, it does so much work. It validates the viewer's frustration, and it basically screams, hey, you, I'm talking to you.
And this is how they build that bridge. On one side, you've got the practical, logical business problems, right? Things like rising costs and tax deadlines. But what this formula does so brilliantly is link those things to a much more powerful human feeling, the feeling of being overwhelmed, of struggling. And that, right there, is the secret sauce of the hook. They're not just selling a fix for your spreadsheets. They're selling you relief from all that stress.
Okay, so you've hooked them. They feel seen, they feel understood. But what happens next? Well, our brains immediately get skeptical. We start looking for the catch, for reasons to doubt. A really great pitch knows this is coming, and it gets ahead of the game by tackling those unspoken fears head-on.
And for something like offshoring, you can probably guess what those objections are. Things like, wait, isn't that risky? Is my data safe? Or, is the tech old-fashioned? Is it going to be a nightmare to communicate? The video has to completely dismantle all of these fears, but here's the clever part. It has to do it without ever even mentioning them out loud.
And this is how. The script is super specific about the visuals. It calls for a modern office. Secure cloud systems. You'll see icons for encrypted data. None of this is an accident. Every single image is carefully picked to build this picture of high-tech security, easy collaboration, and complete professionalism. It's a classic case of showing, not telling, and it works.
All right, so at this point, the viewer feels understood. Their biggest fears have been calmed down. Now, and only now, is it time to actually present the solution. And what you'll notice is it's never just one big, vague promise. It's always a series of really clear, concrete benefits. And a lot of times, they'll even put a number on it.
And they almost always lead with the biggest, most dramatic number they can. Why do they do that? Well, a specific number like up to 60%. That's a powerful anchor. It's like a headline that just grabs you and makes you lean in, wanting to know more. It immediately frames the value of the whole service. And this is crucial. Right after hitting you with that big cost-saving number, the pitch starts building a much bigger case. See, it's not just about the money. It's also about getting access to talented professionals, guaranteeing your data is secure, having the flexibility to grow, and getting things done faster. When you put them all together, these promises cover all the bases: cost, quality, security, and speed. It's the whole package.
All right, now for the grand finale. This is where they bring it all home. To make the solution feel totally real and something you absolutely need, the pitch tells a simple but really powerful before and after story. It's all about showing a complete transformation.
First, they take you back to where you started. They repaint that picture of the before, that overwhelmed business owner drowning in paperwork, totally stressed about deadlines. This just reinforces that pain point that we connected with right at the beginning.
And then they show you the promised land. This is the after. The struggle? Gone. Now there's confidence. The chaos? Gone. Replaced with clarity. And maybe, most importantly, you're no longer focused on all those tedious tasks. Now you can focus on the real goal: growth. It's like they're offering you a whole new identity you can step right into.
And this tagline just nails it. It's the perfect summary of that entire transformation. The whole pitch boiled down to a handful of words. It's basically saying, hey, you go do the thing you love, growing your business, and we'll handle the part that you hate. It's the perfect final resolution. And finally, every single one of these pitches has to end with this:
The call to action, the CTA. You can't just leave people with a good feeling. You have to tell them exactly what to do next. And look at the wording here. Partner with trusted offshore accounting experts today. It's so direct. That word trusted is in there to build confidence, and the word today is all about creating a sense of urgency.
So there you have it. That's the formula, broken down into 4 steps. You hook them with the pain, you build trust by knocking down their objections before they even think of them, you deliver a handful of concrete promises, and you seal the deal with a story of transformation. Now that you know this blueprint, here's my question for you. Where else do you see this exact formula being used? Because I promise you, once you know what to look for, you are going to start seeing it everywhere.